Welcome back to the next lecture. In this lecture, we will try to solve some problem based on the energy of a dipole in a magnetic field. So, that theory part of this lecture we have learned in my previous lecture. So, in this lecture, we will try to calculate the interaction energy of two magnetic dipole. Okay. So, let us move to the lecture. So, as I mentioned that in this lecture we will try to calculate energy of the dipole interacting two dipoles in a magnetic field. So, let us assume that there are two dipoles, okay, and dipole M1 and dipole M2. They are situated at r distance at an angle theta 1 and theta 2, and so we have to calculate how much interaction energy will be there between these two dipoles. Since we have learned in our previous lecture that if a dipole is present in a magnetic field, so there will be some mechanical energy on the dipole, and that mechanical energy we have calculated from the principle of virtual work, and that energy we have got that was equal to minus m dot b, where m is the magnetic dipole moment and b is the magnetic field which we have applied. Okay. So, in order to calculate interaction energy of two dipoles in the present problem, if you see here, so this is dipole M1 and dipole M2. So, obviously if you see, each dipole produce a magnetic field. We have learned in our previous lectures. It means if you consider, in order to calculate interaction energy of the two dipoles, we can consider first dipole, okay, and the magnetic field produced by this dipole. Means this dipole is producing magnetic field and we are calculating the interaction energy between these two dipoles at this position. Okay. Or we can also do that this dipole will also produce a magnetic field. So we can consider magnetic field produced by this dipole and we can calculate the energy by using this dipole M2. So by using any method, either method, both method are good to calculate and the energy will be same. So here in this case, what I have taken that dipole M1, okay, which is placed in a magnetic field, but here we have not applied any magnetic field. But because of the presence of this dipole M2, there will be a magnetic field which will work on the dipole M1. So that is why we can write the energy of interaction between these two dipoles, that can be written as U is equal to minus M1 dot B2. Means dipole M1 is there and magnetic field is due to the dipole M2. So that means that is why they are interacting with each other. Okay. So this energy can be written as minus M1 dot B2, we can write. Where I have explain what is the B2. If you see this B2 is magnetic field due to a dipole M2 at a distance r, where dipole M1 is situated. So in order to find out the energy, this minus M1 dot B2, that total interaction energy, we have to find out the value of magnetic field, this B2. What is the value of this B2? Okay. So in my previous lectures, if you go back to 1 or 2 lecture back, so I have clearly explained and derived a formula for the magnetic field due to a dipole. Okay. So magnetic field due to dipole, we have learned that was equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi 1 upon r cube. So here that was 2 cos theta r unit vector minus 2m cos theta r unit vector minus m sine theta, something like that. We have got the formula, and then that formula was in terms of spherical polar coordinate, and here also and same formula we can modify. So in my one of the lecture I have modified the same formula, so same formula can be written like this one. So that is in terms of radial component. So that is B dipole at position r, that can be written as mu 0 upon 4 pi 1 upon r cube, that is in bracket 3 m vector dot product with r unit vector bracket closed r unit vector minus m vector bracket closed. Okay. So this is the magnetic field due to a dipole m at some position r, at some distance r. Okay. So if you see in present case also, here what we have a dipole m1 and we have a dipole m2. So this dipole will produce a magnetic field B2 at a distance r where m1 is situated. So we can calculate. Okay. It means in present case, so we can write that is magnetic field due to dipole due to, that is B2 at position r, that can be written as mu 0 upon 4 pi 1 upon r cube. So just above formula I have modified, so that is 3 in place of m I have written m2 because we are calculating magnetic field due to dipole 2. So that is m2 dot r unit vector, that is along the r unit vector position r, and then bracket close r unit vector minus m2. Okay. Therefore we can write the interaction energy. So if we substitute the value of all value, so what is that interaction is that U is equal to minus m1 dot b2. The m1 value, that is m1 is m1 known and b2 we have calculated. So if we write the interaction energy, then we can write that U interaction is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi r cube, that is minus m1, so that is minus m1 dot b2. In place of b2 I have written that is mu 0 upon 4 pi, so mu 0 4 pi upon r cube, that I have taken outside. So here what will be remaining, that is 3 m2 dot r unit vector minus m2. Okay. So here this is m2, this is r unit vector, so this is r unit vector. Okay. So we can solve this. If we solve this, the U interaction will be equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi r cube. Okay. And then this minus sign, if you go into the take into account, so this will be equal to minus, here minus m1 m2. So this, there will be dot product of m1 and m2. So this is minus become plus, so that is m1 dot m2, and this will become minus, that is minus 3. This is m2 dot r unit vector m1, and this m1 and with dot product with this rt r unit vector. So that will give the minus 3 m1 r unit vector, this r unit vector into m2 dot r unit vector. So this is the U interaction, that is interaction energy between the two dipole. So in order to find out the interaction energy of the between two dipole, so we have to calculate this value m1 dot m2 and this m1 dot r unit vector into m2 dot r unit vector. What is the value of this? If we are known to these values, if we substitute, then we can find out the U interaction. So if you see here, so m1 dot m2, so obviously that will be equal to, if you see, so that is the m1 is along the kept at the theta 1 angle, and m2 is along the theta 2 angle. So that means we can write that m1 this m1 dot m2 can be written as m1 m2 cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So angle of the second dipole minus the angle of first dipole, that will give the resultant angle. So this m1 dot m2, that is m1 m2 cos theta, in place of theta, that is theta 2 minus theta 1 we can write. Okay. So similarly we can find out the value of this 3 m1 dot r unit vector and this 2 m2 dot r unit vector. So if you find out the value of this this thing, so that m1 dot r unit vector will be equal to m1 cos theta 1, and m2 will be equal to m2 dot r unit vector, that is m2 cos theta 2. Okay. So if we substitute this value, so we can find out the interaction energy or total energy. If you substitute these values, so that will give minus. Let us, I have taken minus outside. Okay, minus I have taken outside, so that can be written as minus, because total energy should be negative. That we have learned that U is equal to minus m dot b. So this I have taken minus side outside. So minus mu 0 4 pi r cube outside of the bracket, and in bracket, that is in place of m1 dot r unit vector 3 m1 dot r unit vector into m2 dot r unit vector, that can be written as m1 cos theta 1 into m2 cos theta 2. So that comes 3 m1 m2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 minus, that is another term m1 dot m2, so that was m1 m2 cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. Okay, I hope you understood these points. So in order to solve this interaction energy, we have to substitute the value of cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So we know that from the trigonometry, cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1 can be written as cos theta 1 into cos theta 2 plus sin theta 1 sin theta 2. So if we substitute this value, so what we will get, that is U is equal to minus mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. So here 3, I have taken this m1 m2 outside. Here m1 m2 is there, here m1 m2 is there. So this m1 m2 and m1 m2 taken outside. So that is why I have written minus mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. Okay. So here what will be remaining? The 3 cos theta 1 cos theta 2. So there is 3 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 remaining. And then here that is minus cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So I have written this minus in bracket cos theta 1 cos theta 2 plus sin theta 1 sin theta 2, bracket close and large bracket close. Okay. So if you further solve, so what we will get, that is U is equal to minus mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 straight forward upon r cube. So 3 cos theta 1 cos theta 2, if you open the bracket, that is minus cos theta 1 cos theta 2 and again this is minus sin theta 1 sin theta 2. So if you see, this is 3 cos theta 1 cos theta 2 and this is minus cos theta 1 cos theta 2. So this will give, that is 2 cos theta 1 cos theta 2, and this will give that minus sin theta 1 sin theta 2. So that is U is equal to minus mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. So that is this quantity. Okay. So this is the total interaction energy between the two dipoles if these dipoles are aligned at angle theta 1 and theta 2. Okay. So this is the answer, that interaction energy between the two dipole. Now it may be asked to you that please find out the stable configuration of these two dipoles, means what will be the equilibrium position of these two dipoles, because here what we have calculated, we have considered these dipoles are aligned sub angle theta 1 and theta 2. If they are interacting, then that is the energy. Okay. So we know that for stable configuration of these two dipoles, if you differentiate with respect to theta, okay, if this del u upon del theta 1, that energy, and this is equal to del u upon del theta 2 is equal to 0, if you differentiate this energy with respect to theta 1 and theta 2, if that becomes equal to 0, and then we can find out the some condition of the stable configuration of these two dipoles. So that what now I am going to do. So just I have differentiated, first I have differentiated with respect to theta 1. Okay. So del u upon del theta 1, that is minus mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. If you differentiate this quantity, so that this will give minus I have taken this, I have differentiated first this quantity first, that is minus, and this sin theta 1, so that is sin theta 2 will be left, minus sin theta 2 into del sin theta 1 upon theta 2. Okay. And then plus I have differentiated this quantity, that is 2 cos theta 2 del sin cos theta 1 upon del theta 1, that should be equal to 0. If you put this equal to 0, so this will give some condition. If you solve these quantities, so this will give, that is equal to 2 sin theta 1 cos theta 2 is equal to minus cos theta 1 sin theta 2. 2 sin theta 1 cos theta 2 will be equal to minus cos theta 1 sin theta 2. Let us say this equation is star. I have not given the equation name, that is why I have taken star name. Okay. So I am taking this star because I have not given the name of the equations. So that is why I am taking the name like a star. Okay. So this is what we have got when we have differentiated this energy with respect to theta 1. Similarly, if you differentiate with respect to theta 2, then again we can got similar equation like that is minus mu 0 m1 m2 upon 4 pi r cube, that is minus, then sin theta will be, theta 1 quantity will be left, that minus sin theta 1 del sin theta 2 upon del theta 2 plus 2 cos theta 1 del cos theta 2 upon del theta 2, that is equal to 0. And if you solve for theta, okay, then we will get this thing, that is again quite similar equation like earlier one. So this thing will be equal to 0, then we will got this minus and this will give minus, that is sin theta 1 cos theta 2 plus 2 cos theta 1 sin theta 2. So this will give the 2 sin theta 1 cos theta 2 is equal to minus 4 cos theta 1 sin theta 2. Let us say this is double star equation. Okay. Now if we solve star equation star and double star, then after solving these two equations we can get, so these two equations, that is cos theta 1 into sin theta 2 is equal to 0, and so here what I have done, if you see here we have got sin theta 1 cos theta is equal to minus 2 cos theta 1 sin theta 2. This is what we have got. And if you go back to the previous equation, that is star, so that was what? That was 2 sin theta 1 cos theta 2 is equal to minus cos theta 1 sin theta 2. So what I have did, if we multiply by 2, so this will become 2 and this will become 4. So this will this quantity will be quite exactly equal to the double star equation here. So this means 2 sin theta 1 cos theta 2 can be written as minus 4 cos theta 1 sin theta 2. Okay. So that's what I have done. So this can be written as minus cos theta 1 sin theta 2. So in place of this quantity we can write minus this what I have obtained from star. So if we solve these two equations, then we will get cos theta 1 sin theta 2 will be equal to 0. Okay. Similarly, we can do solve for this cos theta 1 and sin theta 2. So then we will get sin theta 1 cos theta 2 will be equal to 0. Okay. So these two coupled equation will get after solving star and double star. So that will be equal to cos theta 1 sin theta 2 is equal to 0, and similarly sin theta 1 cos theta 2 will be equal to 0. So it means we can write sin theta 1 cos theta 2 is equal to sin theta 2 cos theta 1 is equal to 0. So these two equations, and both equations are equal to 0. So these two equations can give 2-3 possibilities. Okay. So this, if we take this that should be equal to 0, it means these two equations should be equal to 0. That means either sin theta 1 and sin theta 2, if we take sin theta 1 equal to 0, then this equation become equal to 0, and if we take sin theta 2 equal to 0, then this equation become equal to 0. That means either we take sin theta 1 equal to sin theta 2 equal to 0, then this equation satisfied, or we can take cos theta 1 is equal to cos theta 2, that is equal to 0, so that will, again this equation is satisfied. Okay. So by assuming this values, we can get some configurations of the dipole. If we consider the first case, let us say here what I have taken, the sin theta 1 equal to sin theta 2 equal to 0. If you take this, so if sin theta 1 is equal to sin theta 2 is equal to 0, then this will give, this value of theta 1 and theta 2 will give two possibility of the alignment of the dipole. That theta 1, sin theta 1 and sin theta 2 it becomes equal to 0. That means dipole M1 and dipole M2, they aligned parallel to each other. Means theta 1 becomes equal to theta 2, that means angle becomes 0. Okay. If the angle becomes 0, that means these two dipoles get aligned parallel to each other. Okay. So this is the first possibility when sin theta 1 and sin theta 2 becomes equal to 0. If we draw the dipole alignment. Similarly, another possibility is that, so here if you see they are aligned parallel, or they can align also anti-parallel, means this dipole M1 should be along the this direction and dipole M2 should be along the this direction. So this both possibility are there, na? Sin theta 1 and sin theta 2, in both cases the angle is equal to 0. Here angle is equal to 0, this angle theta 1 becomes 0, here theta 2 also becomes 0. So they can align either parallel or anti-parallel. So this is first possibility and this is second possibility, which can be obtained by this condition, sin theta 1 is equal to sin theta 2 equal to 0. Similarly, if we consider the second case, okay, so second case is that cos theta 1 is equal to cos theta 2 is equal to 0, this one. That means cos theta 1 equal to 0 means theta 1 is equal to pi by 2, and cos theta 2 is equal to 0, that means theta 2 is equal to pi by 2. Okay. So it means both dipoles are aligned perpendicular to each other with respect perpendicular to the line joining between to them. Here also, here what we have taken reference, that is the line joining to them. So that is with respect to r. Theta 1 and theta 2 was equal to 0 with respect to r. So that was theta 1 and here it was theta 2, so that becomes 0. And here also it was respect to r, that is line joining the dipole. That means here cos theta 1 and theta 2 becomes equal to 0, that means theta 1 becomes pi by 2 and theta 2 becomes pi by 2 with respect to the line joining the both dipole. Okay. So this first configuration will give this M1 should be along this direction and M2 along this direction. Similarly, another possibility also may be there, this M1 should align in this direction and M2 may align into this direction, that is M2. In this case also the sin theta 1 and sin theta 2 equal to 0 satisfy the condition. Okay. Now let us try to explore whether there are four possibilities of the alignment of the dipole, first, second, third and fourth. Out of these four possibilities, which possibility is more stable configuration, that what we have to find out. If we analyze these results, so out of the above possibilities, which of these is the stable minimum? If you see the possibility second and third, so I have written that are not possible, because second possibility and third possibility is not possible. Why? Because this M2 magnetic field, this magnetic dipole M2, that has to be along the direction of magnetic field B1. Okay, that has to be along the direction of magnetic field B1, because dipole M1 also will produce a magnetic field. Okay, so this dipole second will produce magnetic field which will align the dipole M1, and dipole M1 will produce magnetic field which will align the dipole M2. So in case of second and third possibility, okay, in case of second and third possibility, if you see here, so that is this one. Obviously magnetic field will be, because of the M1 magnetic field will be along this direction. Okay, and M2, obviously we have calculated M2 magnetic field is also along this direction. So in this case, if you see, M1 and M2 align into the same in the direction of magnetic field. But if you see second configuration, M1 is aligning into the direction of magnetic field due to B2, that is along this direction. So this is okay. But because of the magnetic field due to M1, that will be along this direction, and this M2 should align into this direction. But this M2 is not aligned. M2 is aligned opposite to the magnetic field B1. So that means this possibility is not possible. Okay. Similarly, if you see second possibility, okay, so second possibility is third possibility, that magnetic, we know that magnetic field is along this direction and magnetic field is along this direction. So this dipoles are aligned in this direction and in this direction, that means this possibility is also ruled out. Okay, and let us try to see that the remaining possibility is first and fourth. Okay, so let us try to see the first and fourth possibility. So it remains to compare first, that is theta 1 and theta 2 equal to 0, and that is theta 1 is equal to pi by 2 and theta 2 is equal to pi by 2. Fourth possibility. If you see, consider, let us say sin theta 1 equal to sin theta 2 is equal to 0, that gives us theta 1 and theta 2 equal to 0, and this cos theta 1 and cos theta 2 equal to 0, that has given theta 1 is equal to pi by 2 and theta 2 is equal to minus, this should be minus. So that is minus, so this is minus, that is minus pi by 2. Okay, so if you try to calculate energy for these two possibilities, so what we have calculated energy, that interaction energy was U is equal to minus, if you go back to the formula, that what we have calculated, so that formula was this formula, so that is this one, so that was I think, yes, not this, earlier, so that is this formula. Okay, this formula. So here now we are known to the theta 1 and theta 2, so we can calculate the energy of the interaction. So there are two remaining possibilities are there, and second and third possibilities is ruled out, only first and fourth possibilities are there. In both cases, in one cases theta 1 and theta 2 is equal to 0, and in another case theta 1 and theta 2 is equal to pi by 2. So if we calculate the energy in both cases, and the energy which will be minimum, so that will be the stable configuration out of two remaining possibilities. Okay, so that what is I am going to do now. So if you calculate the energy, then let us say consider first case, when theta 1 is equal to theta is equal to 0, then I have written energy, let us say that is first configuration, that is U becomes U1. So U1 will be equal to minus mu 0.4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube, in bracket, that is 2 cos theta 1 equal to cos 0, that is 1, cos 0, that is 1, so 2 into 1 minus sin 0 cos sin 0 sin theta 1 sin 0, and this is sin 0, that is equal to 0. So what we will get energy, U1 is equal to minus 2 mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. Okay, so this will be the energy for the case of first configuration. So for the case of first configuration, that is U1 is equal to minus 2 mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. Similarly, if you consider the second for fourth configuration, where theta 1 is equal to pi by 2 and theta 2 is equal to minus pi by 2, then let us say this energy is equal to U2. If you calculate U2 is equal to minus mu 0.4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube, same formula, substituting the value of theta 1 and theta 2, that is 2 cos pi by 2 into cos minus pi by 2 minus sin pi by 2 into sin minus pi by 2. So this quantity cos pi by 2, that will give equal to 0, and this quantity that will give the 1, and that is minus 1, that is plus 1. So this whole quantity that will be equal to plus 1. Okay, so this will give the plus 1. So then U2 will be equal to, that is minus mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. Okay, now if you compare this energy, that U1 and this U2, okay, if you compare both energy, so obviously you see that U1 is U1 is less than U2. So that is U1 is, if you see here U1, the U1 is minus 2 mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube, and U2 is minus 1 mu 0 upon 4 pi m1 m2 upon r cube. So that means U1 is less than U2. Okay, so this shows that U1 is less than U2. That means U1 and lowest energy is the stable configuration. That means U1 configuration is the U1 is the lowest energy. Therefore, one can say the configuration 1 or possibility 1 is the more stable configuration out of the all possibilities what I have shown. Okay, that means all dipoles, means both dipole will align parallel to each other, means this both dipole will line up parallel along the line joining them. Okay, so that what I have shown in my previous page. If you see the first configuration, so that was this configuration, so that was this one. So this M1 is aligned parallel to the lining. This is the line of joining between the two dipole, and they are aligned parallel. Okay, this was also possible. So this second one was also possible, but here because the magnetic field is along this direction, so this is not that is not occurs, that will not allow. So this is only the possibility, means if two dipoles are there, the dipole will align line joining them along the direction of magnetic field. Okay, so if you have a many dipole, let us say not one, two dipole or three dipole, if you have a many dipoles, maybe if you have materials, let us say magnetic material where large number of dipoles may be present, means large number of M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6, M7, M8, M9, M10, Mn, large number of dipoles are present, then obviously in case of two dipoles, both dipole will align along the line joining them. So similarly all dipoles will align line joining them, so that M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, M6 all will align into the direction of magnetic field and which line joining them. Okay, so in this lecture what we have learned, that if you have a magnetic material, till I have not discussed the magnetic material, I will discuss maybe in coming lectures, maybe in after one or two lecture. So if you have magnetic materials, so we have seen that if large number of dipoles are there, so this interaction energy of the dipoles will be minimum when the dipoles align into the direction of magnetic field and the line joining all the dipoles. Okay, and this property will be utilized when we learn the magnetic materials. So because of this property, when we apply the magnetic field in case of paramagnetic material, in absence of magnetic field, we know, maybe we have learned in 10+2 classes, that all dipoles are randomly oriented in paramagnetic material. But if you apply the magnetic field, the stable configuration of the dipole is basically they will in presence of magnetic field, all dipole will try to maintain the minimum energy. They will try to obtain the lowest energy. In order to obtain the lowest energy configuration, all dipole will align into the direction of magnetic field and the line joining all the dipoles. So because of this property, when you apply magnetic field in a paramagnetic material becomes magnetic material. When you again, if you remove the magnetic field, so obviously because of the thermal energy, these all dipoles again get randomly oriented. That is I will discuss in next topic. So keep hard working at home. I am doing hard work for you students, for you guys. So I also request you, please do hard work and try to listen the lecture carefully. And if you have any doubt, any problem, you can write your doubts, suggestions or comments, whether you like my lecture, whether you dislike my lecture, whatever you feel, please write your comment in my YouTube channel. Okay, and you can ask question also in my YouTube comment box. Thanking you very much for listening me. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. So this is very and fundamental lectures. Okay, thanking you very much for listening me.